The power of saying Bismillah every morning. Imagine starting each day with a simple word that opens doors, protects your heart, attracts barakah, and reminds you that Allah is by your side. That word is a Bismillah. It's not just a phrase, it's a mindset. It's a declaration that you begin your day with the name of the one who controls everything. Every morning when we wake up, we are stepping into a new opportunity, a chance to grow, serve, and succeed. But how many of us begin that opportunity by first connecting with the one who gave it to us? Saying Bismillah in the name of Allah is a powerful act of faith and remembrance. It's more than just a habit. It's a shield, a key, a guide, and a source of immense strength. When you say Bismillah before stepping out of bed, before eating, before leaving the house, before starting your work, you're declaring, I am not alone. Allah is with me. You're acknowledging that success doesn't come from your efforts alone, but through the help and permission of Allah. Bismillah turns the ordinary into extraordinary. It brings meaning into your daily routine. It transforms mundane acts into acts of worship. And most importantly, it starts your day by placing your heart in the right direction, facing Allah. The Prophet Muhammad later said, every important matter that does not begin with Bismillah is cut off from blessing. Ibn Hibban, let us not cut ourselves off from that barakah. Let's begin our mornings, our meals, our actions, our day, with Bismillah on our lips and Allah in our hearts. Bismillah aligns you spiritually from the start. The beauty of saying Bismillah in the morning is that it immediately realigns your soul, thoughts, and intentions with the divine, establishing a strong spiritual foundation for your day ahead. In Islam, we are constantly reminded that the most important action is to start everything with the name of Allah. Saying a Bismillah is not simply a linguistic act. It is a profound spiritual alignment. This phrase, in the name of Allah, brings you into the awareness that you are starting your day under the auspices of Allah's mercy, wisdom, and guidance. It connects you with the divine source of all blessings, protection, and strength before you begin anything else. It reminds you that every breath you take, every step you make, and every word you utter is not by your own power, but by the grace of Allah, who sustains you in every moment. This spiritual alignment through Bismillah is crucial because it transforms how you view everything in your life. Life is a test, and how we navigate its trials depends on our ability to remember Allah in all circumstances. By starting your day with this declaration, you immediately place yourself within the larger framework of the Creator's will. You are acknowledging that whatever happens today is by Allah's decree. There is no success without His permission, and there is no failure without His will. This thought alone brings a sense of peace and security into your heart, knowing that no matter what the day brings, you are walking through it with the support of the one who controls everything in the heavens and the earth. Moreover, saying Bismillah also signifies your conscious surrender to Allah's will. We live in a world that often emphasizes control, independence, and self-reliance. But saying Bismillah reminds you that, in truth, you are not truly in control. Allah alone holds dominion over the unseen. Your plans, desires, and ambitions are subject to His decree. The Quran reminds us, and Allah is the best of planners. Surah Ali Imran 3:4. When you say Bismillah, you acknowledge that your plans are dependent on Allah's will, and that His plans for you are always better than any that you could devise on your own. This spiritual act shifts your focus from relying solely on yourself to relying on Allah's wisdom and grace. It frees you from the anxiety that often accompanies striving for success and control over life's many uncertainties. You begin to embrace your day with an open heart, free from the weight of pride or fear. This simple phrase also directs your entire focus towards the eternal truth that this life is temporary, and that every action, no matter how small, can be turned into an act of worship if done with the right intention. Often we go through our days without fully realizing that the everyday tasks we engage in can be made meaningful by remembering Allah. Whether you're brushing your teeth, commuting to work, or cooking breakfast, Bismillah serves as a reminder that these actions can be infused with spirituality. making them acts of devotion. It reminds you that even the most mundane moments are an opportunity for you to seek Allah's pleasure, provided you perform them with gratitude, humility, and awareness of His presence. Said that the one who starts with Bismillah begins with the full support of Allah. This means that when you make this small but powerful utterance, you are positioning yourself in a state of complete reliance upon Allah, opening yourself to the blessings and mercy He has in store for you. It's as if you're calling upon the divine presence to accompany you throughout your entire day, with every step, every decision, and every interaction under His care. This aligns you spiritually in the most profound way, because it places the foundation of your day on the most significant thing, your relationship with Allah. And from that spiritual alignment, everything else follows. Furthermore, beginning with Bismillah keeps you grounded in the principle of humility. In our busy world, it's easy to get caught up in the ego, thinking that we control our destinies, that our success or failure is solely the result of our efforts. But when you say Bismillah, you remind yourself that your ability to succeed, to move, to act, is all due to Allah's mercy. You are humbling yourself before Him, admitting that you cannot do anything alone. As the Quran says, it is He who has created you and made for you from the fruits of the earth, so do not attribute any partners to Him. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:22. This reminder of your dependence on Allah's will naturally purifies your heart and strengthens your relationship with Him. It frees you from self-centered pride and moves you toward tawakkul, trust in Allah's plan. Additionally, starting your day with a Bismillah means that you are constantly engaging in dhikr, remembrance of Allah. The significance of dhikr cannot be overstated in Islam. It is through the remembrance of Allah that our hearts find peace. As Allah says in the Quran, verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. This act of remembering Allah first thing in the morning is like setting the tone for your entire day. You will find that when you begin your day with His name, your heart remains at ease despite the trials that may come. The anxiety and stress that often come with the uncertainty of daily life seem to melt away because you are consciously inviting Allah into your day. This will lead to greater tranquility in your heart, and that inner peace will allow you to navigate the challenges of your day with patience, resilience, and a sense of divine purpose. Moreover, Bismillah also carries a sense of gratitude. When you begin your day by saying Bismillah, you are acknowledging that everything you have is from Allah. Your health, your family, your sustenance, your intellect, and your ability to carry out tasks. All of these are blessings from the Almighty. In Islam, gratitude is the key to more blessings. Allah says, if you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor. Surah Ibrahim 14:7. Bismillah in the morning, you are expressing gratitude for the gift of another day and everything that will unfold within it. This sense of gratitude shifts your mindset from one of entitlement to one of appreciation, and that shift brings joy and contentment to your heart. When your heart is filled with gratitude, your day is automatically more aligned with positive energy, and you are better able to face life's challenges with patience and resilience. But finally, Bismillah teaches us to begin everything with good intentions. The Prophet Muhammad is that actions are judged by their intentions. Actions are but by intentions, and every person will have only what they intended. Bukhari and Muslim. The simple act of saying Bismillah with sincerity is itself an intention. It is an intention to begin the day in a way that pleases Allah. And because this intention is made at the beginning of the day, it carries through every subsequent action, ensuring that your deeds are motivated by the desire to seek Allah's pleasure, rather than personal gain or worldly recognition. Saying a Bismillah in the morning is an immensely powerful tool for spiritual alignment. It helps you reconnect with Allah, fosters gratitude, and brings peace to your heart. It's an act of surrender, humility, and trust that transforms the start of your day into an act of worship. By beginning with Allah's name, you are not just marking the start of your day. You are spiritually preparing yourself to navigate whatever comes your way with a heart full of faith, dependence on Allah, and trust in His plan. So, let us make this powerful practice a daily habit, a way to ensure that our days are centered around what truly matters, our connection to Allah. It invites the help and blessings of Allah. When you utter the phrase, Bismillah, in the name of Allah, especially in the early moments of the morning, you are not just saying a word of remembrance, you are extending a powerful invitation. It is a spiritual call, a whisper from the soul that requests the assistance, mercy, blessings, barakah, and protection of the Lord of the worlds. This seemingly short phrase carries the weight of your dependence, your intention, and your trust. It is a declaration that says, Ya Allah, I begin this day not by my strength, nor by my knowledge, nor by my wealth, but by your name. I need you to walk with me through this day. I need your help in every task I perform, your blessings in every breath I take, and your guidance in every decision I make. This humble yet powerful act of beginning with Bismillah draws divine attention to your actions. And anything that begins with Allah is bound to be protected and nourished by Him. As the Prophet Muhammad said, every important matter that does not begin with the name of Allah is cut off from blessing. This statement is deeply significant. It teaches us that when we begin anything without the name of Allah, whether it's waking up, starting work, preparing food, or simply opening a door, that act becomes detached from divine blessing. On the other hand, when you begin your morning with Bismillah, you are initiating your day with a connection to the source of all power, mercy, and success. You are saying, I do not face this world alone. I do not walk into uncertainty without the one who knows what I cannot know. And it is this very connection that invites help from the unseen. Human beings are limited in strength, in foresight, in knowledge, in control. We are vulnerable to illness, stress, confusion, mistakes, and forgetfulness. But Allah is beyond all limits. He is Al-Alim, the all-knowing, Al-Qawi, the most strong, Al-Hadi, the one who guides, and Al-Fatah, the opener of doors. When you begin your day with Bismillah, you're inviting these divine attributes into your life. You're calling on Allah to open the doors that are shut before you, to remove the obstacles you cannot see, to strengthen you when you feel weak, and to guide you when you're uncertain. The barakah, blessing, that enters your day when you say Bismillah is not just a poetic idea, it's real and transformative. Barakah is the unseen multiplication of good. It is what allows a small effort to produce a massive result. It is what allows 5 minutes of sincere prayer to give peace to a heart burdened by years of sadness. It is what makes $1 stretch like 10, or one kind word change someone's life. This barakah is not limited to material outcomes. It manifests in your time, your health, your relationships, your ideas, your energy, your speech, and even in your sleep. People often wonder how some individuals seem to do so much in a day, remain calm in pressure, and stay grounded during storms. The secret is often their commitment to starting with Allah, staying with Allah, and trusting in Allah. The secret is Bismillah. Moreover, saying Bismillah brings divine protection to your day. The Prophet taught that when a person leaves their home and says Bismillahi, tawakkaltu ala wa la quwwata illa billah, in the name of Allah, I place my trust in Allah, and there is no power or strength except with Allah, then it is said to them, you have been guided, protected, and sufficed, and shaitan withdraws from them. Abu Dawud, this protection is priceless. In a world full of distractions, temptations, negativity, and unseen spiritual dangers, saying Bismillah at the start of your day becomes a shield that protects your soul. It keeps shaitan at a distance, it closes the doors to harm, and it purifies your intentions. It's as though Allah places a divine light over your day, one that guides your steps, guards your heart, and fortifies your mind. Even when difficulties arise, and they inevitably will find yourself better equipped to face them with patience and calm, because you began the day with the invocation of the divine. And the help that Allah sends when you say Bismillah is not always dramatic or obvious. Sometimes it is subtle. The meeting that went better than expected. The mistake you nearly made but caught in time. The traffic you avoided. The kind words someone spoke that uplifted you. Or the sudden burst of energy and clarity that helped you finish a task. All of these can be gifts from Allah in response to the simple act of beginning with His name. And sometimes the help is deeper. The way your heart remains firm in faith during a test. The way you find the strength to resist sin. The way your soul remains hopeful when things don't go as planned. This is the help of Allah in its purest form, not just helping your external life, but elevating your inner state. Saying Bismillah also impacts your relationships. When you begin your interactions with the name of Allah, you invite His mercy into your words. You become more mindful in how you speak, more patient with others, more sincere in your intentions. Your presence becomes softer, your advice more effective, and your character more beautiful. Not because of who you are, but because you have allowed Allah to guide your manner. In doing so, your family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers feel the difference. This is yet another form of blessing that Allah places acceptance, love, and respect for you in the hearts of others because you remembered Him in your dealings. Furthermore, when you say Bismillah consistently, it becomes a habit that redefines your entire approach to life. You stop relying on yourself entirely and you start turning to Allah before anything. Before taking medicine, before starting a project, before making a phone call, before eating, before sleeping. You begin to see Allah's help as your default resource. This is what the Prophet, let's say, modeled for us. His life was filled with the remembrance of Allah before every action, and this practice brought him constant support, ease, and guidance from Allah, and it will do the same for us. But perhaps one of the greatest blessings of all is this. When you say Bismillah and call upon Allah sincerely at the beginning of your day, Allah responds. He listens. He sees you. He honors your invocation. He loves that His servant is turning to Him. And as He tells us in the Quran, so remember me, I will remember you. Surah Al-Baqarah 2, 152, imagine. The Lord of the heavens and the earth remembering you, because you began your day remembering Him. This is the kind of help, the kind of blessing that transforms a person from the inside out. So never underestimate the power of saying Bismillah every morning. It is not just a sunnah, it is a secret to a day filled with barakah, strength, ease, protection, and divine help. A secret to building a life where every action begins with Allah, is surrounded by Allah, and ends in the pleasure of Allah. Begin your day with Bismillah, and you'll find that your whole life begins to change, one blessed morning at a time. Saying Bismillah in the morning shields you from shaitan's whisperings. Saying Bismillah in the name of Allah at the very beginning of your day is not just a phrase of blessing. It is a spiritual shield, a divine invocation that protects your heart, mind, and soul from the corrupting influence of Satan. It's a sacred act that places a believer under Allah's protection from the moment they rise, repelling the evil whispers and distractions that Shaitan relentlessly casts into our thoughts throughout the day. Starting your morning with a Bismillah creates a barrier between you and the whispers of Shaitan, those subtle suggestions that lead you toward laziness, despair, arrogance, anger, or sin. Shaitan's mission is to misguide, distract, and destroy the faith and focus of the believer. He doesn't appear in obvious forms. Rather, he invades your thoughts, manipulates your feelings, and entices you subtly into procrastination, doubt, anxiety, and disobedience. And it often begins first thing in the morning. That hesitation to pray Fajr, that thought of skipping your morning dhikr, the irritation at a small inconvenience, or the anger toward a family member, all these are moments where Shaitan seeks an entry into your heart. But when you begin your day with Bismillah, you declare ownership of your morning in the name of Allah, and you deny Shaitan access to influence your mindset. The Prophet Muhammad, let's say, taught us that Shaitan flees when the name of Allah is mentioned. In a well-known hadith, it is narrated, when a man enters his house and mentions the name of Allah at the time of entering and while eating, Shaitan says, you have no place to spend the night and no evening meal. Sahih Muslim, this same principle applies to the beginning of your day. When you say Bismillah as you open your eyes, sit up in bed, walk toward wudu, or begin your work, you are announcing that you live under the shade of Allah's name and you are not someone to be played with by shaitan. Moreover, Bismillah reminds your soul of your purpose. Shaitan wants you to live aimlessly, react impulsively, and forget your relationship with Allah. But Bismillah grounds you, centers you, and brings your focus back to your Creator. When you say it with sincerity, you feel the presence of Allah in that very moment. And in that state of remembrance, shaitan has no power. Allah tells us in the Quran, "Indeed, my servants, no authority will you have over them, except those who follow you of the deviators." Surah Al-Hayya 15:42. This verse tells us that shaitan has no control over the sincere believer, the one who starts their day with Allah, who says Bismillah with awareness, and who consciously chooses to walk in the path of righteousness. Let's also remember that many of our sins and mistakes occur when we are unaware or heedless. The moment we become forgetful of Allah, we become more vulnerable to shaitan's influence. But beginning the day with a Bismillah activates the light of taqwa, God consciousness. It reminds you that Allah is watching, that He is with you, and that you were created to live with dignity, purpose, and faith. It's like locking your door before leaving home, except you're locking the door to your soul from evil intrusions. Bismillah is not just a protective word, it's also a weapon in your spiritual arsenal. When you say it, you are drawing a line in the sand. I belong to Allah, and my day belongs to Him. I will not be swayed. And just like a soldier who wears armor before entering battle, a believer who says Bismillah in the morning has already prepared for the fight against inner whispers, temptations, and negativity. In essence, saying Bismillah in the morning is a form of spiritual resistance. It is a declaration that you are not alone, that you seek Allah's help in all things, and that you will not give shaitan a foothold in your day. It is a simple phrase, but one so powerful that it can transform your mindset, protect your heart, and guard your soul from harm. So never underestimate this one word. Make it your companion. Let Bismillah be the first breath of your morning, and with it, build a fortress of light that no shadow of shaitan can enter.